Hello everybody, Wild Bill for America here, and thank you for watching Bill Bites News. I see New York was hit with another terrorist attack. A Muslim in a rented truck ran down a slew of people and injured a bunch more. You know, it was about 2 years ago that ISIS put out the word for people to get in their cars and just go out and start running people down, and to take their knives and just go out and start stabbing people. And we are seeing this played out in the USA, Europe, and Israel. As a 20-year cop, I can tell you there is no way to fight this unless we get serious about expelling the monsters from our own backyard. This is not the act of a few mentally ill individuals. This is Islam in action. This is what Islam has been doing for over 1,200 years, and Islam is going to continue to do this until God himself puts an end to it at Armageddon. And the only way to effectively nip it in the bud, as Barney Fife would say, is for us to vigorously go after the mosques. Every Islamic terrorist attack can be traced to a mosque, but the left protect the mosques like they were their own children. Bad example. The left don't protect children. Okay, they protect mosques like they were their own dogs. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now, this is what Islam brings to every country where it is allowed to take root. And the loony liberals fall all over themselves to protect Islam and to completely ignore the beast for what it is. All right, let's look for something good. Here we go. It's always entertaining when the left start devouring their own. Kevin Spacey has now joined Harvey Weinstein as a target of the liberal witch hunt. Hollywood's actually shutting down Spacey's show, House of Cards, because he's been accused of trying to seduce a 14-year-old boy over 30 years ago. Does anyone believe that this kind of behavior goes unnoticed in Hollywood? I suspect that that bunch has not just ignored such behavior, I suspect it is celebrated in certain liberal circles. The only reason they're coming against these men is because of public fallout now that they've been exposed to we the people. Be careful, Hollywood. Mr. Spacey is a homosexual, and that means he is of the protected class. Any accusation could be deemed homophobic. Well, I have an idea how these guys can protect themselves. Both Spacey and Weinstein could end their troubles tomorrow if they simply announce that they are Muslim. Liberals are so fearful of being called Islamophobic, the accusations would probably come to a screeching halt, and the Hollywood idiots would fall all over themselves apologizing for their cultural insensitivity. And if that fails, you guys could consider racial transitioning to become black Muslim homosexuals. That would probably put one of you in the lead to be the next Democrat presidential candidate. You know, Islam teaches that Muslim men can do whatever they want to non-Muslim females. Raping non-Muslim women is their God-given right, and trying to stop Muslim men from raping American women is Islamophobic. And whenever I mention God in the Islamic sense, it is little g God. You do not capitalize demonic false gods. I see here Judge Roy Moore, the Christian man who is poised to become the next senator from Alabama, has something to say on the subject of Islam. Judge Moore has declared that Muslims should not be allowed to serve in Congress, and I agree completely. Islam is absolutely dedicated to destroying any and all non-Muslim governments, and any man who swears allegiance to Allah has sworn to sabotage the USA. The Title 18 Criminal Code says that anyone who belongs to a group that calls for the use of force or violence to overthrow the U.S. government commits sedition and shall serve 20 years in prison. That is Islam. Under U.S. law, being a Muslim in the USA is a felony. Here's an interesting little tidbit on the Las Vegas shooting. Apparently one of the cops who stormed into the shooter's room accidentally fired a shot. What do you want to bet he was carrying a Glock? Glocks are the most unsafe handguns in America. Why? Because they go bang when they're not supposed to. Many law enforcement agencies have dumped the Glock because of this. In the gun world, there's a thing commonly known as Glock leg, where people who have had their Glock go off in the holster or as they were putting the gun into the holster. And a lot of Glock owners have a really cool bullet scar running down their leg, and some of them actually have a Glock limp. Glocks are the pit bulls of the gun world. A lot of people love them, but they're ugly, and occasionally they bite their master. Now here's yet another despicable example of the liberal left's race card politics. In a TV ad against the Republican candidate for the governor of Virginia, the Democrats show a white racist in a pickup truck flying a Confederate flag, trying to run down minority children, and the voiceover asks, "Is this what Donald Trump and Ed Gillespie want, called the American dream?" I tell you, I am so sick of these liars continually portraying conservative Americans as hateful racists. Things like this fill me with a passion to see the entire Democrat Party utterly demolished. The Democrat Party has become the party of hate, the party of racism, the party of sexual perversion, the party of lies. They have sunk so low they are unredeemable, and not only are they worthless to America, they are actually enemies of America, and I intend to expose them and fight them until the day I die. When I see things like this, it only means that we the people have to work harder to raise up the God and country banner all over the USA. This kind of liberalism cannot survive where faith in God is strong and people know and love what the USA stands for. President Trump is calling for Congress to put an end to the witch hunt of the left that is trying to destroy his presidency, and I agree. The sickening campaign of hateful sabotage from the left is un-American and a serious threat to this country. Any political witch hunt should have Hillary Clinton as their target. She's a clear threat, and there's plenty of evidence to bring her down. But, as I've said, we're dealing with the most dishonest political party to ever exist in America, the modern Democrat Party, the party of crime where Hillary Clinton is worshipped. And I don't believe the fake poll numbers that say Trump's numbers are in the toilet. Trump's poll numbers are sky high around here, and I predict an easy victory for him in the next election. Yeehaw! ESPN is considering dumping the National Football League. Wow. Football has been a mainstay of ESPN, but ever since the teams and their owners decided to side with the black racists against the red, white, and blue, America has been disgusted, and I'm one of them. If ESPN is thinking of dumping the NFL, that means that our national disgust is having a serious effect. This should really encourage American patriots. Our voices do have power. If we can actually damage the NFL, that means that the patriotic voices of Americans are truly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of the militant black football players say they feel like slaves living in America. To that I say the owners should give them their freedom. Freedom from their contracts. But that's just me. This is Wild Bill for America. Thank you for watching Bill Bites News, and America bless God again.